So, just want to go ahead and give just an explanation, I guess, of if I were to assume any reason that I'd be shown any type of grace after all the chaoticness that ended up happening, you know, because of the factor of it not being vocalized, at least by the people around me. Funny thing is, literally the way that conversation would go would be like, hey, so do you know the only reason that you'd be given any type of grace or benefit of the doubt in all the situations that happened? You thought before you acted. Not to mention that, but to everyone's surprise, and quite obviously including to your surprise, you got to experience your first moral injury. Alright? So, somebody who has had a long history of just me. I want. I need. You know? What about me? What about me? What about me? Something actually managed to get under your skin. I managed to get under your skin so deeply that even a couple of years past the time of the incident, you know? And keep in mind, too, understand that you were grieving also because of, you know, other circumstances, you know? And that's being kept into consideration, too. Not an excuse, but the factor that even with that added variable and that added weight, you still decided to try to take an alternative route that did not end up being anywhere as difficult to fix as if you would have taken that route, because, you know, people riddled with bullet holes is a lot more difficult to explain than asshole who wanted to, for good reason. So decided instead, I'm going to hop online on a, behind a controller and start being as passive aggressive and douchey as fucking possible. And decided that they were going to take that person's, like of gaming and decide to make their hobby their misery. I mean, whatever helps you sleep at night, you know? But the factor that you had a moral injury, as far as something that infuriated you and enraged you enough that even with the passing of time, you still will not stop bitching about it. That means you've actually managed to give a fuck about something that does not directly benefit you. And that right there is something I don't think many people would have ever saw coming. So that right there is definitely a sign of growth and it's a sign of progress. But word to the wise, you probably need to stop being so eager to be willing to spar with people 2 to 3 times your size. That's a quick way to an ass kicking. And to that part of it, my response would be like, you do realize some people are just a glutton for punishment, right? Like, they have literally just had to deal with so much bullshit that they have become a glutton for punishment. And at least if they can control the punishment, like what the punishment is in that aspect, then that right there is a semblance of control that they're able to have in their own life because of the factor of everything that is out of their control. They have to sit back, while I watch everyone turn every bit of it to shit. And then be like, whoopsie.